Hello and welcome to Crypto Weeklies. In this video, we are going to talk about Bitcoin. Uh, right now, Bitcoin's price is at about 77,000. This is a new all-time high for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been making a lot of new all-time highs over since 5th of November, when the price grew from about 70k to about 73k. Now the price for BTC is well above 77k, and you can see from an all-time high perspective, the last time prices went slightly close to 74k. So now we'll look at our retirement related model, retire on BTC. This is none of the content is financial advice on the website. This is the model that we have for the next 15 years, and for each year we have considered three scenarios for Bitcoin. First is the bear case, the second is the base case, and the third is bull case. Bear case assumes 8% growth, which is half of what S&P 500 has done over the last 10 years or so. 15% is exactly close to the S&P 500 growth, and the bull case is half of what Bitcoin did over the last 15 years at around 22%. So we look back, we look forward to 2025, and in the post-halving year, growth of about 30% in bear case, 45% in base case, and 60% in bull case. So, and from 2025 till about 2040, we have the price action forecast at using compound annual growth rate model for Bitcoin, and the number of Bitcoin or fraction of Bitcoin needed to be a millionaire or have $1 million worth of Bitcoin. Right now, the number of Bitcoin needed to be a millionaire are somewhere between 13 and 14 Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's price action were to grow by 30% from the current price, that at that point around 10 bitcoins would be worth $1 million. That's because 30% from here is at around close to 100k. If on the other hand the post-halving here in the post-halving year, Bitcoin grows by about 45% from the current price, 9 bitcoins at that point in time would be close to 1 million. And if we have a significantly bullish next year, at around 60% growth in BTC, and then 122,000 Bitcoin, and at that point in time at around 8 Bitcoin, the 8.17 Bitcoin, that would be close to $1 million. Most of the people have this 2030 as a target. I'll just highlight over here in blue. In 2030, there are three scenarios for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin grows at a much slower pace than stocks for the remainder of 5 to 6 years, price could be at around $146,000. Assuming we have one more bull run between now and 2030, again one more halving somewhere in 2028 and post halving of 2029, this is a very conservative model. Less than 7 Bitcoin would get you to the millionaire status. If on the other hand Bitcoin manages to keep pace with the stock market and grows at that index fund of around 15%, a 4.5 Bitcoin would be close to 1 million. And if Bitcoin continues to grow at half the pace that it grew for its first 15 years, then close to 3 Bitcoins would be close to $1 million in valuation. And going forward, almost 10 years into the future, that is in 2034, at this point in time, I'm just highlighting the three scenarios. 5 Bitcoins, close to 5 Bitcoins would be close to $1 million. Again, 2.5 BTC at a base case level gets you close to $1 million status. And last but not the least is the bull case at around 1.36 BTC to be a millionaire in 2034. On the other hand, if we were to look at what point in time Bitcoin's price could go at around 1 million per this analysis, if Bitcoin manages to grow at around 22% year over year. I know there are years where Bitcoin does a lot. So for example, over here in the last 1 year or so, price grew from 36k to 77k. That is more than double. So that in terms of percentage, that is 100% or more growth. But again, there are years where the price has a decline. You can see in 2022, if you were looking at 1 year ROI from 2021 November 2021 price at around 64k, November 2022 price at around 16k, so about 80% decline from November 2021 price. So normalizing that behavior at 22% CAGR, again this is again assuming that you don't take profit, again just buy and in that buy and hold kind of strategy, and buying at only evenly buying at all phases of market cycle gets you to that kind of result. In terms of projections, we'll start with the bull case, we'll get rid of the other scenarios. The bull case at 22% growth assumes at this point in time the 8 BTC close to this 1 million target, and as we move close to this 2032, that number instead of 8 Bitcoin goes down to about couple of Bitcoins needed to be a millionaire in 2032, almost 8 years from now. And at that point, price of Bitcoin close to $500,000, and this bull case forecast at around $2.5 million by 2040. That's you can see the time it takes to get from 100k to 1 million is about 8 years, but from 1 million to 2.5 million it takes about 5 years, 1 2 3 4, and in fifth year itself. So that's the nature of exponentiality, and compound annual growth rate has this exponential component built into it. So that's how these models kind of are needed to forecast some of the longer term trends. In terms of the current regression based analysis, you can see over here, this is where Bitcoin is currently being valued at around the 2 standard deviation peak, like Bitcoin has hit back in 2017 and 2021. That 2 standard deviation peak is at around 113,000, but you can see that prices go about 10-20% higher than the eventual 2 standard deviation peak. Again, at this point it is at around 113,000, but if you take this peak back and extend it till about March or April of 2025, that is at around the same price at around between 110 to 113 thousand US dollars for Bitcoin. And in terms of in that scenario, what could be a 1 standard deviation or 2 standard deviation ceiling based bull run target with 20% increment, that could be around $136,000 for 2025, instead of what we have conservatively estimated in our retirement related model, where we had considered a price. Again, this model just got updated with the price rallying to 77,000. Now 2025 price forecast is at around 100k at the bear case level, 111k at the base case, and 123k at the bull case level. So the key idea is, as the time is on our side, you can see the number of Bitcoin needed at, let's say, 22%. Bitcoin does manage to grow at 22%. The number of Bitcoin needed to retire with 1 million today, or not today, in the next year, assuming a 60% growth for Bitcoin, is at around 8 Bitcoin and some change. So around 8 Bitcoins in 2025. Conservatively speaking, again, the bull case target per our regression based model is at around 140k for BTC. So this considers about 8 Bitcoins in 2025, but that number in 2030 goes down to 3 Bitcoin, from 8 Bitcoin needed to retire to 3 Bitcoin needed to retire. And in 2035 or 2020, sometime between 2035 and 2036, that number goes down from 3 Bitcoin to less than a Bitcoin. And as we proceed into the future, at around somewhere between 2039 and 2040, that is about 15 years from now, half a Bitcoin would be valued at around, rounding off, at around $2 million, and half a Bitcoin at around $1 million. So with this, I would like to conclude the video. Hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please subscribe to the channel. Also give this video a like, and hope to see you again tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye bye.